a man comes and say, you guys are doing lovey-dovey, you are still in the talking stage. I'm talking about the church girl here, because some of you church girls are gullible. Even after Jesus said, be wise as serpent, which is a bad thing, and gentle as a dove, you will not hear. Even after Jesus came and gave you the parable of the 10 virgins, 5 foolish virgins, 5 wise ones, they are virgins, so you do not hear, because you have chosen to be gullible and listen to only what your pastor say and not what the word of God says. Okay, I'm not here to quarrel anybody, please, because at the end of the day, you still do what you want to do. You say, Oma, it's not you that will tell me what to do. How do you respond to a brother who comes and be like, oh, Sister Teresa, as we're getting on this talking stage, or as I'm trying to woo you, tell me, what are your likes and dislikes in a man? And then you will not say, Brother Zacchaeus, I have been waiting for a time like this. Let me bring out my list. So I don't like a man who do this, a man who does that, a man who do this. I like a man who does this, who buys me this, who does this one. After all of these things, this is what Brother Zacchaeus will do. He will take that thing he said and he'll go back to his drawing board and now draft out a very good game plan. Don't fall for this trap. To start with, I don't hate men. No, I have a man, and I'm not a feminist. I'm a lifestyle coach. I also have experience, right? And I'm a Christian. When I talk about Christianity, I'm not saying because my parents are Christian. I'm actually a practicing Christian who loves the Lord, craves and desires, yearns for his presence all the time. So you're not getting this from somebody who just a random person from nowhere telling you about this. And above all, girl, I have had my own shared experience. I recently made a post on Facebook and I'm like, see, I think I'll upload the post around here. And I was saying that sisters are, church girls are usually the target when a brother is trying to woo you, to be church brothers or another guy. When he's trying to woo you and he asks you, what are your likes and dislikes? Don't tell him. And I said I was going to tell you guys, I said, let me know in the comment section if you want me to tell you about it. And I got a lot of response, yes, please tell me, what should I tell him? What should I tell him? And which is why I'm making this particular video today. Having been someone who had a lot of men around my life, a lot of people chased my life. I have been a church girl, right? I had this particular thing common with them, which I had a particular experience that this video might not contain the entire experience that I had when it comes to telling a man what your likes and dislikes are. The first thing is that he's going to use it against you. Men, how do I put this down? A man, first of all, needs you before he loves you. Before a man comes to ask you out, or before he wants to, he has already decided in his heart. He's a hunter. He has set his plans. What he wants to use you for. Right? He wants to date you, sex you, marry you, or want to use it to do business. There are men who watches a woman and say, oh, this woman, she's outspoken, she dresses well, she'll be a good handbag for me to show the world. That is all. I once had someone who told me if I was going to give birth to 8 children for him, he was going to make sure that I gave birth to all of them in Canada. That is his desire. I've had someone who came to me all in the name of Christ, only it was God that later exposed him and he told me his real intention, which I'm going to make it. Let me know if you want me to make that particular story time video where this man came and was quoting scriptures only for God to expose him to be a real traditionalist that he is. Okay, so days later, after I made that post on Facebook, a lady commented, this is her comment, where she talked about, she said this is her experience. I also had a couple of other women make such comments as well. Some said that they almost got into such trap. Another said that they got same, trap and they've been suffering it. It bleeds my heart. The target is the church girl. When you watching me becomes the target, and when you go into traps like this, it hurts. It hurts because you are restricted in so many ways. I know all of the things I'm saying now is not what you want to hear. You just want me to say, okay, what should I tell him? Before I tell you what you should tell him, I must give you this background. I need to lay down, a proper foundation so that all of us will know where we are going. The Bible talked about the 10 virgins. They are virgins, so 5 chose to be wise, 5 chose to be foolish. Jesus himself gave this particular parable. So you watching me today, I want you to decide whether you're going to be among the 5 foolish virgins or you're going to be among the 5 wise virgins. So men don't change. People don't change. You and I don't change. We don't change if we don't want to change. So a man can come and wear the cloak of a reverend and chase you until he catches you into his web and he goes back to who he usually is. And you, who is the child of God in that situation, will be at the receiving end in that relationship. You're going to be the one who's going to turn your war room, instead of, praying normally, and now you turn it into a war room, praying avoidable prayer points, things that if you had become wise like the serpent, Jesus told you that, and gentle like the dove, you would have avoided a lot of prayer points. So with this aside, let's dive into what you had always wanted me to tell you. It's not much. When a man, a brother who's trying to woo you, tells you, oh sister Agatha, I like you so much, let's start going to talking stage, or let us pray, and then along the conversation, because he's a Jim brother, I've met Jim brothers, I've met Anglican priests who wanted to marry me, I've met politicians, no, just one politician anyway, I've met people who don't know God, I've met calling brothers in the Lord who had money, who are talking, I've met Obodoibo brothers even before I came to China. So I've not seen all, right, but to an extent I've had a handful of, I've met men from different countries too. When this person comes to trying to woo you, most of them have the same line, most of them have the same lyrics, the same script that they read to you. So when they come to chase you and he asks you, what are your likes and dislikes, this way, so that I will not hurt you, my sister, don't tell him. Do you know what you're going to do? The simple response you're going to give to this person who wants to know your likes and dislikes, your hates and loves, is to see, when he asks you, for example, oh, Oma, we've been going out for a while, I really don't want to hurt you, so please tell me your likes and dislikes. What I, Oma, will say to him, you can choose to say something else. That's your life. Last, let me go tell you the kind of life where you go do, where you go live. What I'm going to tell him now is, I really, although I have my likes and dislikes, of course, but okay, now when he asks you what are my likes and dislikes in a man, let us get this straight, right? In a man, there's nothing wrong with you saying that, oh, I don't like football. It's a different thing. But in a man, if I were to be you, what I would tell him is, I actually love to watch the way a man treats me. I love a man who treats me like a woman. So he will start thinking, this lady did not want to help me crack this puzzle. Now, how does a man who loves a woman treat her? It's now left for him to think. And now you watch him. In the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 months, 1 year, you see how he reacts. Human beings cannot pretend all their life. At a point, we are all going to show our true character, especially when there's no game plan to play upon. You didn't tell him, I don't like a man who does this, I like a man who fears God, a man who this. No. When you give him all of this list, what he would do is that he would take the list back to his room and create a new game plan, and you play in accordance to that list. This is why you see a lot of women after getting married, she'll be like, oh, he changed completely. He was not like this before we got married. He changed because he wanted to catch you. And now that he has gotten you into his web, he's going to go back to whom he normally is, right? So don't tell a man your likes and dislikes. I know that I'm just picking from here and there. I'm a little bit under the weather, so thing is really affecting the way I feel, but I really needed to make this particular video. So don't tell him what you want in a man or what you don't like in a man. Just tell him you want a man who knows how to treat his woman right, a man who knows where he's going and who knows how to treat his woman right. So along the line, you will find out if you are discerning enough as a woman, as a high value feminine woman. You should be discerning enough whether this man actually knows where he's going. Along the line, you find out that if this man has some narcissistic traits in him. Along the line, you find out how he reacts when he's angry. Along the line, you find out how he reacts when he's happy. When he's happy, does he make shabby or quick decisions? When he's angry, does he make shabby or quick decisions? Is he someone who is kind even when he's angry? One thing my man does is, even when both of us we have finished quarreling like this, before you know it, he'll go and bring food and give me. Hey, sometimes I'll be like, leave me to vex my vex. I want to really vex out this vex. But he will just not let me vex that vex the way I really want to vex that vex. So in all you do, watch how this person behaves. Watch how they go, because if they just watch how they treat others. Listen closely to how they talk about their parents, their siblings, their workspace. Listen how they glorify themselves all the time. At the end of the day, if you don't pay close attention and you end up getting married as a church girl that you are, mind you, as a church girl who is definitely going to submit to her husband, who will not have the thought of divorce in her mind, if you end up getting married to a man who came as a wolf in sheep clothing, your prayer room will turn to a war zone because you keep praying avoidable prayers. So I just hope this helps you. If it does, don't forget to like, subscribe. Let me know in the comment section, what do you think you should have, told them? Because I know that apart from what I just said now, there are more elaborate responses to situations like this. When he asks you for your likes and dislikes in a man, what you should say to him. So let me know what you think in the comment section, and don't forget to like, subscribe. I have a lot of videos on this channel, a lot of videos on period, a lot of videos on the Christian Go Vibe Live, a lot of videos on hide my identity, a lot of other vlogs. So you would like to subscribe and join us as we're going to create a lot of more quality content this year. See you.